No.
Om Namo Gurudev Namo Angare Jugakare Name
Satguru Namaste.
Siddhare Name Angare Jugakare Angare
Siri
Siddhare Angare Jugakare Breathe. Good. And then I also saw Gian Das Prem. Satnam. Okay. So, when you are putting up these papers, there are a lot of them, because I'm going to tell you what happened with me. It was, I saw a few other ladies, and I told her about those things. And after that, I tried to go to my sleep, but I couldn't. But suddenly I was so surprised that Harimandir. Oh, Harimandir, be sure to tune in.
I will. Thank you.
Okay. So, when I talked about those situations, then I was feeling just in my heart, it was just thumping and palpitation, and I thought, what the heck? I haven't seen this before. So I kept starting to let go of that. And then it was okay. And then I needed to, the next day, just a little bit. But after that, I have felt so much peace and love, and it's so good. So anyway, I hope you have that as well, because I feel that there were so many situations for my past lives. Okay. So, Japa Saraswati, are we ready?
Yes.
Okay.
Can you see this?
Yes. Okay. Perfect. Thank you so much. Okay. Japa Saraswati, please go ahead.
Okay. Number 821, Jesus and Christianity. Kriya for stress or sudden shock. Tune in. Message. Dear light workers, the reason why we are talking about some predictions will be during the Aquarian shift, possibly from 2026 to 2030, also called the apocalypse, also known as the revelation or the revealing from anything that is not true. So many of our religions, such as Christian religions, may be falling away. First is because of our karmas, which I will tell you about next week, and because we will no longer be able to have faith from pure truth and love to believe God. See why. Would you say that the Bible, Jesus was an extraordinary healer, a divine teacher, and he made so many miracles? He did that over and over again by learning and then transforming for us with pure truth and love. And he showed us how to teach that for seeing, hearing, acting, and then knowing God's truth and love from within your own self. Did Jesus ever hear about sin? What would you think about that? Do you believe Jesus taught his followers from so many extraordinary understandings?
Yes.
He always said that he was from the source of Father God and how to do that for your own self. Did Jesus tell them that when the Father God, so that Jesus taught from Father God with pure love, truth, forgiveness, and humility to give their faithful to see even more wonders as well? Jesus's followers learned to be kind, compassionate, and with strong knowing deep within their hearts. And Jesus taught them how to continue being complete, no matter what, even when he was gruesomely killed by Roman soldiers. But Jesus still loved and forgave all. Jesus's followers knew well from their teachings. Jesus's followers certainly knew the ways how to learn from the loving Father God to do those things from ourselves. Please use this simple, quick practice called heart breath that actually works for love and healing for yourself and others. On the other hand,
Oh,
we have
take a look and just watch that map
Okay.
of the Roman Empire world at the
Ooh.
year 325. Just take a look.
Mm.
See that?
Oh.
Okay. Do you all see that? Okay, now we can continue.
Mm.
okay, so that's the map of the, oops, let's make it, forget that I can do that. Previously, the whole world was the Roman Empire and the Mediterranean and more, and also from Britain. Since that empire was so huge, they created 4 administrative territories with 4 of these rulers. Those 4 rulers contracted among themselves were those laws. They finally corrupted those governmental systems. 2 of those ruling families fought against their successors, leaving no head rulers to keep them together. The 3rd ruler was Constantine. The 4th ruler warred against Constantine, and Constantine finally killed that 4th ruler. That left Constantine as the emperor of the whole Roman Empire. Constantine the Great was a soldier and an administrator. He had killed his stepson as a non-successor and also killed his wife from her stepson, and Constantine killed lots of others. Then Constantine converted his mother Helen. It is said that he had a vision before one of his wars to convert to this new religion, but Constantine was baptized only by nearing the end of his life. He believed that he could be cleansed from his sins from from earlier in his life. Constantine convened many of the bishops from the Roman Empire 325 AD, called the Nicene Council. That was the first time called Christians as the Roman Empire, Catholic, universal of all the world church. So Christians would be made as the empire religion of the whole world and exterminated many others. The Nicene Council created certain dogmas for Christians, which are called the Apostles' Creed. They created the foundation of Christianity, made many rules, and also took away other old writings about Jesus. That left four known gospels, actually formulated those writings to become the New Testament. But the Nicene Council did not keep the deeper spiritual understandings from Jesus, such as Mary Magdalene and Thomas, such as the Nag Hammadi and the Dead Sea Scrolls, also called the Apocrypha, as hidden. Those who were more spiritual aspects from Jesus that were omitted. Over the years, translations and revisions of the Bible have changed several things as well. One of these important aspects is that Jesus was not originally known, that Jesus was not the same as the Father God. Rather, Jesus was the great teacher about the Father God, and Jesus was the great healer through Father God's loving light. Constantine finally imposed that Jesus was God, which has continued for those ideas for 2,000 years, but continued more with the Roman Empire. But the terrific situation for Constantine used Jesus as God, that became Jesus as God, but in the Christian church as the head from his own empire politics. OMG. So he would be able to use his empire methods, such as megalomania, having his empire power controlled
Excuse
by,
me, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Did you see that? MAGA Lomania? Did you get that?
yeah,
MAGA? Okay, so that's like Trump.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Okay, go ahead.
Mm.
Um, having his empire power controlled by intimidating fear, heresy, to punish him, maim, destroy, torture, kill, believe sins, and eliminate any people, any other people, races, communities, and genocide for the Christian Church empire. For instance, the Crusades, the Inquisition, indulgences, and many more, such as taking the divine right of kings and families with terrible corruption, as well as taking vast wealth. Therefore, they used against women and children, and then from the lower caste men. Even after Martin Luther quit the Pope's authority and money from the Catholic Church and able to read the Bible for their own understandings, but Christians still use the same dogmas from the Nicene Council and the Apostles' Creed that continue to call themselves Christians as Catholics as well as Protestants. What do you feel deep within yourself, either from the way or from the Christian's dogmas? Of course, so many kind and loving Christians must still have their true knowing, love from themselves as well as for others, even those who do not believe that they could use condemnation or unforgiveness or using guilt from their sins. And another incredible understanding about reincarnation knew about the way, but the Nicene Council nixed that. Reincarnation and karmas, which is truly a foundation of human understanding. Later, I will talk more about karmas. Aagia Pal will teach this Kriya for stress or sudden shock from the survival kit. It's page 14. It will do it for 5 minutes. I just sent the text of this to everybody's text messages, and I will send the Kriya as soon as I'm able to. I have an image of it that I'll screen share while we're doing it, and then we'll follow with the meditation of consciousness, no reality. So we'll do 1 minute of heart pumping, which is heart breath and breath of fire. Then we'll do 5 minutes of consciousness, no reality, which is strong heart breath, which is belly breath, nose inhalation for 6 seconds, nose exhalation for 6 seconds from out of the heart center. Slide from fear. Let go from any of your old, nasty, difficult stuff. No reality, no thinking, no everyday self, but only feel. Just be light. Then, after that, we'll spend 2 minutes to become awareness and understand what happened from everyday self. Use your notes, listen and share. Lots of love, Siri Gian.
Thank you so much. Okay. So, Aagia Pal.
Wow. Okay. So we'll do the meditation now for stress or sudden shock. I love this meditation. So, what it will do for you, this meditation balances the Western hemisphere of the brain with the base of the Eastern hemisphere. This enables the brain to maintain its equilibrium under stress or the weight of a sudden shock. It also keeps the nerves from being shattered under those circumstances. So here's how to do it. So first we'll sit with our spine elongated, chin tucked in, and relax the arms with your elbows bent. And you draw your forearms toward each other so that you put your right hand, palms up, and your right hand is in the palm of your left hand. Okay.
Say it again.
This is a familiar mudra, right? So we'll
Say it again. Which one is on top or under?
So when we bring our palms up and together, we rest the right hand in the palm of the left hand.
Got it.
And so we'll also pull the thumbs toward the body and press your thumb tips together. Okay. So this will be our mudra. You'll be focusing at the tip of the nose. And so what we'll do is you'll deeply inhale and completely exhale as you chant the mantra. And as you chant the mantra, it's in a monotone. So it's whatever works for you, but what goes, and you do this all in one breath. So I'll do it once for you. Satanam, 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 Waheguru. Satanam, 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 Waheguru. Satanam, 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 Waheguru. So
Can you tell me how many satnams?
There's 6 of them. Satanam, 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 Waheguru.
Good. Thank you.
And you'll get the rhythm of it as you do it. So you don't, initially I had to count them, but now you get the rhythm of it. So it's just very natural. So make sure that you do this all in one breath and that your rhythm is exact. So, Satanam, 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 Waheguru. Sometimes my inflection is a little different. I think it's okay. Emphasizing the Sat and then sometimes emphasizing the Nam, Satanam, 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 Waheguru. Anyway, so I think that's fine, however you wish to do that. So you'll have your eyes focused at the tip of your nose. And let's see, what else can I say? So we'll do this for 5 minutes, okay? And make sure, again, I'll just reiterate, you'll do 3 of the 6 Satanam Wahegurus in one breath. Satanam, 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 Waheguru, Satanam. No,
What?
not you, not you. And Miss May wants to chant. So so you'll do three of these lines, I guess that you could say, in one breath. Okay, and we'll do this for 5 minutes. And when you hear the fire horse bowl, deeply inhale.
Okay, wait a minute. I'm sorry. Aagia Pal,
Yes.
should we be mute or not?
Well, I think it's probably better to be mute because everybody's going to have a slightly different rhythm.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think, thank you for reminding me. Yes, we should be on mute because, yeah, we could throw each other off and then, the whole thing. So, yes, please make sure to remember to mute yourself.
And also, before, can we get the whole picture so we can see how many Satnams are there? We go.
So there's like 3 lines of them.
Okay.
3 of 6, 18, I guess. Okay, all set. Okay, and so then we'll at the end, when you hear the bowl, deeply inhale. Completely exhale. So inhale, exhale 5 times. Then deeply inhale. And as we all often do, hold your breath and stretch the arms up over your head as high as you can. Stretch, stretch, stretch every ounce that you can muster. And then exhale, relax down, and do that twice more. Anybody have any questions?
So it seems like there are 6 Satnams and 1 Vaheguru, which makes 7.
Yeah, 6 Satnams, 1 Waheguru, and then you do 3 lines. So the first line, 6 Satnams, 1 Waheguru, second line, and third line, all on one breath.
Yeah.
So 6 Satnams and 1 Waheguru, 7 times 3, yeah, so 21. If you're counting. So it's better actually, as I've done this in the last couple days, is that just moving into a rhythm is it becomes very comfortable. Okay, so let us yeah, so let us do this for 5 minutes, and please remember to mute yourself. And
Okay, so Harimandir and Sant City and maybe others, please mute. Do you know how to mute?
Yeah.
I can do it for them.
Thank you.
Oh, that would be great.
thank you. All right, so let us begin. 5 minutes. And deeply inhale. And completely exhale 5 times. Then please deeply inhale, suspend the breath, stretch the arms up over the head as high as possible. Stretch, 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 stretch. And exhale, relax down. And inhale, suspend the breath, stretch the arms up over the head, high as possible. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And exhale and relax down. And last time, inhale deeply, suspend the breath, stretch the arms up over your head as high as possible. Stretch, 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 and exhale and relax down. Beautiful. It feels great.
Thank you. And now, please begin 1 minute heart jumping heart. And now, continue CNR, consciousness, no reality. Inhale. Excuse me. Exhale. Breathe. 2 minutes listening and your notes. Inhale. Exhale. And breathe. Okay, Aagia Pal, are you ready?
As ready as I'll ever be, I think, right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Um, so what came up for me is that um so I've been under the uh belief that, oh, this is great. I'm shifting from the old world. I'm letting go of a lot of old beliefs. Goodbye. And into the new world, the new earth. And um, thinking, wow, everything's gonna be like a lot happier now. Everything's, a lot of feeling of joy, peace, love. What I'm realizing is that this, and as I mentioned earlier, feeling in a space of betweenness, in between, what I'm realizing that, well, it's a couple of things. One is um, moving into the fifth dimensional energies does not mean the old emotions of joy and happiness and everything's great and rosy and glowy and everything. It's a much, I'm getting sort of glimpses of this, deeper, almost unemotional state of, hard to explain, um, but it's definitely deeper than emotions. Maybe there's little glimpses of feelings of liberation, of freedom. And I'm being gentle with myself because it's totally new. I mean, it's totally new, and going deeper than human emotions that I'm so used to is a little bit unnerving, destabilizing, unnerving, all of that. And the meditation for sudden shock, I love, because it's keeping me on an even keel. That's what it is. It's keeping me on an even keel because I'm used to, so endings and beginnings, and I'm beginning to realize that endings and beginnings, it's not just like, okay, everything's going to end right now, like different, like maybe Edgar Casey saying, or people are saying, okay, at the end of this, and now we're going to have this starting. And I'm recognizing that that's not the case. That's the old world way of interpreting. I think the new way, or the what we're evolving into way, is out of time and space, so there's not um, a delineation of, this is the old and this is the new, although that's the way we explain it to ourselves. But I'm curious and thinking, of course, I don't know for sure, but these endings and beginnings, are they in non-space time? Are they all a, a part of one another? The endings, we hear people say, well, endings are beginnings, and so on and so forth. So the curiosity that I have right now is about um, um, moving into a space where endings and beginnings are simultaneously um, happening. It doesn't really make an awful lot of sense. However, that's at least what I'm feeling and where I'm coming from, moving out of my linear mind set, and into a uh, yeah, and into more of a just, I had into just being mindset. I was talking with my therapist the other night, and because I was just really filled with grief and everything that's going on in the world, and da 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 da. And I'm saying to her, what am I going to do? What should I do? What's my soul's purpose? I got to figure this out, da da da. And she says, just be, just be. It took me by surprise. And uh, it appears that she's been where I am now. And so I just went into this space of just being, and did see it, because CNR now resonates much more than it ever has with me, because of its call or something to just be, and the power of just being is starting to seep through. I'm starting to appreciate the power of just be, and allowing what. Yeah, and then, okay, to add to this, I'm doom scrolling last night, right? I admit I'm doom scrolling, and what comes up on my screen is a video of Cat Williams from the Unity Church 10 years ago. I mean, this is crazy synchronicity. Singing, I release and I let go. I release and I let go. I let the spirit run my life. And just what I needed to hear. So so there I was, just being, and then in a space of no more I. It's the spirit moving through me. And I've said this many times, I've given it lip service, I suppose. But now I really get that, it's just like being allows spirit to move through. And then without trying and without thinking, um, just allowing, because all of this is, I think, happening out of universal consciousness working with me, in the subconscious, out of time and space. And now I'm allowing it to come into me, into reality from no reality, and starting to have faith in it, and what I hear when I listen, what I see when I look, and so on. So just closing, I'll just say there's a lot that it's a lot that has it doesn't seem like a lot, but there's a lot that has gone on for me in my own evolution here, below the radar of my emotions. And so I plan to just continue to continue with CNR, just being, doing this mantra, this Kriya of the for the shock, because it's like little shocks, one after the other. Because certainly because Mother Earth is going through her detoxing, her evolution, and I feel like I'll speak for myself, going through, and there's all these little shocks that are coming. So I think that keeping up with this Kriya will help with dealing with, like, um you know category 7 and 8 shocks. Just it will help to just handle things slowly and gently, and to the point where I can deal with them. I can absorb them and integrate them. So I think that's I'll share the time. I'm sure there'll be lots more coming up, but that's the big stuff for me. Thanks for listening.
That's wonderful. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thank you. Okay. So, Gian Das Prem.
Satnam. Thank you for the reading. That was really cool. It was very clear, and I noticed that you were able to speed up your voice a couple of times, and I thought that was very unique, sort of bringing in that AI sort of vibration. Yes, thank you for that. And the meditation, it's tying in with last week's meditation, I believe, with the hand positions and noticing the stomach, and the cadence of the breath is reminded me of Sare Sasa or Satanama, and getting into that breathing pattern of the three, right? Being able to do that 18 times there. So it comes into this play of the mind and the body, where we're building within our practice too, as we do this breaking through the challenges, and that's a little bit of a reminder for me with the Jesus. is the reminder of our ability to adapt to situations and what we rely on in those situations. And when we practice, we're allowed to experience different things in the body. When we don't practice, we're allowed to experience different things in the body. And then the mind has a certain amount of amazing things that it does as we bring our intentions into it. And with this knowing of the books that, we have around us, that we can sort of pick off the shelf and have some words inside it remind us of ourself. And that's really a cool thing about a book. But also, the really cool thing about a book is it reminds us of things that we may know and things that are written on us. So, and then coming back to that moment of discovery of, wow, did I hear that somewhere else, or was that already within me? And then coming to that vibration of what it is that we see in certain teachers, right? Their willingness to share. And that was my example through Jesus, was his willingness to share and his ability to explain his way. From my experience in the vibration of the giver, of the supporter of life through the elements, and the understanding of that, the advancement through science, and we can look so many ways around ourselves that, 1,000 years ago or 325 AD, it may have seemed like a miracle or heresy, or however we want to go into our explanations. And then we're coming to these certain practices of, it's not mine, it's right. So we're the ability to sustain with that vibration of that constant way of coming back to Waheguru, right? There's always creation going on, and we're sort of here with it. And if we notice, we do have somewhat of slight control there, right? Within our intentions, within our way of movement, that we're allowed to create. And here we are at this point of time, right? There's a song, I can't really think of it, but it was Constantinople, and the changing of names and naming places after people, and the, fame in there that goes along with that, and claim can come with the fame. So we're coming back, we can look at the Sikh tradition, right, of idols, where there are really no idols. The general idea is that we're all here together, man, woman, child, sun, flower, right? We're all here sort of together. And then it just comes into this beautiful song. Myself last night, I couldn't sleep at all, but there was no discomfort to it. There was just these words coming through, these rhymes from myself, coming off the shelf of the book that I didn't have to read because I had lost all my greed. And that's like giving somebody who's hungry something to feed, right? The way in there of that physical and mental fruition coming through with the healing part of it, for us to, come through that way of the opinion and sort of, it's not mine. It's a vibration of what we're all doing together. It's right, coming back to that digestion again, and Waheguru, and this is, if the truth is what I'm breathing through all of this life around me, and we're opening ourselves up to more information, and it's freely flowing there for us, and we're speaking through the ages, through the wisdom of all of this air that we've been breathing, and the tears from heaven, and the water in the oceans, and all of these beautiful things that we're seeing. And we're nameless and speechless when we have this cycle that we're able to get through that way of, the mind going away and whatnot. And it's so beautiful that we have the storytellers and the writers and the readers and the takers and the feeders, right? The eaters, and they always want to eat. And so there's really, when we come to that point of noting what the sacrifices of the past have been, there's sort of an understanding for me going into that Japji, right? Of this, I cannot even be a sacrifice even one time, right? Because this is the sublime way of living through that is just the information that's all really for me is laid out in the spectacle of these cells and the free movement. And then at the same time, noticing, hey, this could be for me a reminder. And then for me today, it was just, going back to the voice and the living through the past the dream, living through the dread of any story in my head. I may catch a glimpse of life I have or have not led. Within the level of my health, I can notice a transformation from forms of wealth that I can carry back to the healthiness of myself. So I'm coming back into walking in the light again and noticing the senses in the body, inside the body, outside the body, feeling my pulse, coming back to that, the varied amounts of fields of the body and the balancing of the chakras, and noticing through that the colors and the electronic current through that, and the name and the variation, and then the breaking down of the words into smaller places. It's for me, it's just that way of coming back in that Shakti sort of energy, I guess. And the mother, it's just that way of the hands down near the stomach and the open hands, and the coming together with the thumbs to create that arc field, bringing me back again to that base of what's sort of holding all those nerves and keeping me upright to a sense, and coming into a softer balance with my body. And for noticing what I've been doing with my breath and the focus, is noticing all the lives, examples, and through the hypnotherapy, connecting to the baby hippo, which the hippocampus come camp with us, being in the fire of the girls triangle. I guess that's going back to the Girl Scouts, and the blessings, when we gather together for Sangha, and when we make malas. And for me, what I've been seeing is like a ticker, because I've been trying to extend my meditations, and I've been noticing, with the visualizations, I've been noticing like a ticker on the wall telling me, how many times that I'm doing it, and to go back to the mala again, because that can help me, to have a little bit more, another tool there for my memorization to maybe add on, that going back to that practice again. So, and that can refer to the rosary, and to other, repetitious, prayers and music, and learning some of the Egyptian music that's written through the hieroglyphs that I'm not familiar with yet. So, yeah, and visiting the shaman practices, and the Brahma, coming back to that, the Brahma Tumari, is it? Or yeah, with the K, there's some other words in there. I was actually seeing for a visual was, um, a hand sort of like in front of my forehead, was making a couple of designs and drawing letters. And I think what that meant was like breaking down the language again into shorter forms. So yeah, there's a lot of information there, and I'm glad that, it was funny because last night I was up pretty much the whole night, and I was doing voice recordings and texts to myself, and just trying to keep them active while I was maybe, off here at one time, and then coming into my meditation this morning and finding that relaxation, that sort of shavasana. So, yeah, and the way these energies are moving around, it's just so amazing to have that gift and to share it with people that we love and within this circle. And we're toning in a sense, I guess, because I can feel that we're using our voices in a certain sense with our intentions and within the mantra. So that's really a good thing. And I was listening to somebody comment about their performance, and they were saying this was my favorite performance, and the credit was the crowd just sounded so good together that it was, the support within that is just bringing that full circle back, of that recognition of this was my favorite show of all time, because it felt like I could just hear everyone as equally as I do. And I think that's the beauty of, coming together and sharing like that. And thank you so much for that Wahiguru moment. And yeah, the beauty of coming together of whoever we need to, and adjusting ourselves for that certain situation, because we just have so much beauty going on around us. And at the same time, we have these challenges that we're facing, and we're putting that out there, that kindness and the forgiveness for that love. And just thank you so much for allowing me to overtalk. Why good? Thank you. Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Okay. Oh, there's Salt City. Hi, sweet. Oh, please unmute yourself. Salt City, unmute. Let's see.
Maybe she's not ready. Maybe she said she had a cold. Maybe she fell asleep or something.
Well, let's uh talk to her with chat. Japa Saraswati, can you chat?
Yeah, I'll text her.
Okay.
The phone is saying she received my message.
Oh, really?
Yes. Oh, the phone says that she has read my message.
Okay. Well, she is so sensitive, and to know about Catholic religion. So we would like to know what she thinks or feels about all of that and talk later. Okay. Harimandir.
Yeah, this is interesting this morning. And I have some questions and some other. I wish that Rachmani were here today because of she is a student of Aramaic.
Oh, yes. That's so great.
And the words in Aramaic are the real ones, it seems to me, whenever I've come across them through her. So the word that has been translated out of Aramaic into Hebrew, into Greek, into English, into Constantine, and into all those languages and kingdoms. The word we call evil in Aramaic, it's unripe, which allows one, or at least for me, to it's an important teaching that I teach it, and that the person simply hasn't blossomed yet. It hasn't. The person is still. The seed is still opening. It's not. It hasn't. It's not ripe. So, I like that definition.
Great.
Fear was false what appearing real.
False expectations.
Expectation
Or evidence.
or what?
Evidence.
Evidence.
False expectations appearing real.
Yeah.
I like the evidence because it.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I was looking for. And another question in a way. I spent 25 years doing breath of fire, and with a strong abdominal breath, which I believe, or it is a belief that I have come to have, that the hiatal hernia that I have is from that overuse of abdominal, powerful heart breath that caused a connection between my abdomen and stomach into the breath, into the
Well,
whatever that is.
yeah, okay, that's, wait a minute. I can't say it again. Okay, I can't listen right now.
Yeah, into the air pipe or whatever, into the esophagus.
Yes, it's that muscle that's horizontal.
Yes. So I have been really resistant to heart pumping because to me it was heart breath. I mean, it was just like breath of fire. But today I was doing heart pumping in a much shallower, not with my abdomen, but within the chest breath. You know, we when we do a deep breath deep into the abdomen, but for me, I was experimenting with a shallow, so that I'm focusing on the heart rather than the breath of fire stuff. So I was experimenting with that today. The endings and beginnings, of course, they're happening at the same time. They have to. So everything is happening. It's leaving, it's going, it's recreating. It's really endings and creation at the same time. And when he talks about from 2026 to 2030, Gian Das Prem said something that I got down almost of it, living through dread of the something in my head.
Mm.
Gian Das Prem, do you remember what that was, or was it just on the spur of the moment and it's gone and I'd have to listen to the anyway.
I did write it down, yes.
What was it? Living through the dread of the what in my head?
Let's see where it is. Okay. From living through the dread of any story in my head,
Any
I may,
story.
yeah,
Okay.
I may catch a glimpse of a life I have or have not led.
Mm.
Within the level of my health, I notice a newer transforming of all wealth.
Okay.
I
Thank you.
go to, yeah.
Um, when we're talking about these these times, um, this movement into the Aquarian stuff, that's the next 4 years is a lot, and um, it's a long time, and there's dread in most of our minds, I think, especially. I keep thinking it's going to go away at the midterm, or it's going to go away hopefully before the end of the presidential system. The other thing, I got a note just as I started this morning of a person, a friend, of the brother of a friend who was who needed healing. And so as I was doing the DNR, I was also bringing him in, and two things about that. Um, I was a student of Satnam Rasayan, and Satnam Rasayan, when I do Satnam Rasayan, I haven't thought about Satnam Rasayan in quite a while, a long time. I haven't done Satnam Rasayan maybe in four or 5 years, but it came up today, and in CNR, it's a breath, inhaling and exhaling some 6 times or 6 seconds. But with Satnam Rasayan, it's when I do it, it's there is no breath. It's like, and um so it's, and it, for me, Satnam Rasayan is the CNR, because in Satnam Rasayan, we're simply being. We're simply, even when you're working on somebody else, you're never working on them. You're simply experiencing. And so it's a good reminder for me. The breath is completely different, but the effect is the same, I believe. And the biggest message, when I was listening to Aagia Pal, is, um, we have all our emotions, but the unemotional state for me is calmness, is calm. Calm is and really calm is peace. So um, those are the things that came up today.
Thank you so much. And that's what I was talking about. Oh, I don't know if you saw that or not, because after I knew or was talking about those talking, after that, I let go of that. How do you say, the not pumping, but palpitating and thumping and so on, from my heart. And then after let go of that, same thing, calm as peace. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay. Sat City.
Satnam, can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful. Thank you for your patience.
Yeah.
The main and overwhelming reality since we last met, and I hadn't been able to get on to the meeting, so I'm really happy to be reconnected. I got an incredibly intense lung infection, and I've been in bed for a couple weeks.
What?
But I got great. We have an acupuncture clinic here. I've gotten great care. I understood from Soul that this is where I was supposed to be and what I was supposed to be doing. So, the doctor always reminds me, the acupuncture doctor, wonderful. It's community acupuncture, so anybody can go. And they want you to pay $20 if you can, but he treats this very beautiful, saintly person. And he just told me the lungs are always about processing grief. So my experience of this period is, and I can be sitting in a coffee shop and I can feel the grief of others. And do Satnam or Zion, I kind of ask their soul, is it okay if I, you know, open up our space together? So that's been very odd. But there's this wonderful coffee shop where everybody comes through in this town on the main street. And it's a very soulful place. So I've been just working with grief in my own life, in the people I encounter, and even like nationally and globally. So I'm looking forward to getting through this. And then I also kept getting the message very clear. Okay, you have to go back teaching, and a couple opportunities to teach locally, Kundalini. That's the direction I'm kind of headed in. But I've been kind of knocked out of the box for a while, and processing this grief. It's wow, dense, heavy, congesting spiritual place, because it's important in helping us honor and remember and love in very deep, soulful ways what's happening, this transition. Because there's if anybody has any insight about this, I've just that's been the overwhelming space that even was so important that I had to spend a lot of time in bed, and was able, to avoid getting it. I don't do well at all with antibiotics. They're really bad for my whole system. They really mess me up. So to be able to have all the gifts of healing available and still be able to it's these random opportunities. I was at the Framingham City Council meeting last night, and there's a lot of really important issues coming up about poverty in the community, and it's very diverse. We've got a really big Portuguese population, and we've got many, many Mexicans who've come here who are very traumatized from things that happened to them along the border and in the process of coming. But there's a really loving network. I'd never attended many city councils, but it was people from every walk of life, and very remember what it reminded me of is how incredibly important and devoted Yogi Bhajan was to the politics, and his really good connections and awareness of the polis, the city, the people of the city. I can't remember some of the exact things where I witnessed that. I was in Espanola, and there was some conflicts in Espanola. And there was some guys that were coming by. It was women's camp. We were getting really harassed at women's camp one year with these really rough guys who would come and honk the horns in the middle of the night and kind of hassle some of the gals when we would leave campus and go. So I just was really inspired and reminded about soul, not just on a personal level or a group level, but on the city. I want to use that old word. There's a Greek word for the polis, or the people. So that was a surprise and very wonderful to be in this city council addressing really serious issues and trying to figure out, hey, we got this huge grant. What's the best? They got like over 40, for maybe even $100,000 to provide housing, which is really difficult here. And there's quite a homeless population. And to figure out what's the best way to work all together, cross ethnic, across national, across spiritual backgrounds, to provide for the polis, to provide for the people. So I could use your prayers for healing.
Yes.
And processing this grief. And I'm so happy to be here and learn how to get into the meeting and all that stuff. So Waheguru. Love to all.
Thank you so much. And South City,
Yes.
I just wanted to ask you about Catholic,
Yes.
and what did you think about all that?
With the Pope and the president harassing the Pope
Yes.
recently. I love our Pope. He is a gift of God, and he's become a leader. We've had a couple of good popes of late, and we've had terrible popes historically. I mean, really, say nut jobs. But the Catholic Church is very vibrant here, and it actually came up in this community for Framingham City Council, in their perspective, the Catholic community, and how we care for our neighbors. So I love Pope Leo. He's got a great sense of humor. I think he handles Trump really well. And there's a real awakening in the Catholic community, and this is such a Catholic city. You can pretty much assume most people you meet are going to be Catholic and pretty devout. And the church communities and the Catholic schools are still intact from elementary all the way up. And I think this Pope is really helping Catholics become kind of lighten up on some of their historical harshness and judgment, and not like more vindictive, and not help Catholics really become living from the heart and from the soul. So I think it's been really good. Oh, go ahead.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, it's really uplifting and hopeful.
Thank you so much. I appreciate that.
Even the church can heal.
That's
And we
right.
have a really wonderful Pope who's a world leader in many ways. So I wonder if he'll get back, he'll get back in the Pope Mobile. Remember the Pope Mobile?
Yes.
Right. So it's interesting to see in a religious community really awaken spiritually. That's what's exciting about being here right now at
Okay.
this time and place. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for letting me share.
Thank you, dear. Oh, and I wanted to find you. I was understanding about your deep grief.
Ah,
Have you let
knocking
go
me
of
out, Siri gone. Ah, it's like bringing me to my knees. Please tell me anything.
that? Okay. Are you still having those problems?
It's getting a little better.
Yeah.
But it's taking its time. And I do, that thing where you can sit in the bathtub and water and toss the water over you. That's one of the main, just some really good, um, not Sirigan, Shanti Shanti has done really good work with grief. So I was trying to find my stuff where I had stored because I've moved a couple of times. And I could use all your prayers for my next, Father George is shutting down this Catholic worker house, Dorothy Day. I want to talk about a great saint. So I'm in the process of finding another place to live. And I came here to live on the ashram and it just hasn't worked out. So I hope,
Yes.
I trust that a good place will open up. I'm eligible for senior housing here, and thank goodness I came here because I have to live on Social Security because of these impairments now that I have. Oh, I got hit. I don't know if I told you guys, I got hit on the head with a massive, massive, probably 6-inch thick glass door over like 20 feet high. It fell on my head, and I have a TBI.
Oh,
So
right.
it's raised my short-term memory, and I have the state of Massachusetts has assigned a helper to me, CNA. They pay for her, so she helps me. I could never have done my taxes or remember appointments. I can't even manage there's hope that it'll get better. But I've been knocked out short-term memory as a result of this TMI. So please, I'm praying for a miracle. So
Yeah.
I'm like, Guru, why are you taking away my memory? What's the point here? Just remind me, let me know. So that's been the biggest challenge and why I was disorganized. But I think I'm getting better. And the support I need is miraculous. So, yeah, it's about, I might have to be in some special housing for people with memory challenges. But this is a state, all seniors are covered for housing.
Really?
Yep, yep.
Oh,
Isn't that amazing?
yes.
Yeah,
I
especially
want
all these,
that.
folks living on living on Social Security. They're pretty much, a lot of people, seniors are very good with their money, but the rents here are very expensive.
Mhm.
So that's why they're building, and they figuring out what to do with that big $42,000 that we just got. We're going to get some more. Just this just this town, Framingham. It's really a city. So we all decided we have to invest in housing.
Mhm.
So, oh, it's so good to be with all you guys. Thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
thank you, Siri. Yeah, you sound great.
Thank you. You too.
Yeah. Earth School ain't for sissies.
Say it again.
Earth School ain't for sissies.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Man.
Okay.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much. Okay. So Japa Saraswati.
That the beginning of the message, Siri Gian, it started with saying that this was a time of revelation for illusions to fall away. And I really have been connecting with that on so many levels. I feel like just lately, I mean, I'm more and more, feels funny to say psychic, but it's like I don't know, it's just more than it was before. It might be working with more people, but it's not just that. I hope I have the right exact word to say it, but a while ago, I started feeling that the Aquarian um, transition is, at least in part, about, um, not about, but like one of the things of it is to strip away all of the things that were privileges, like male privilege or the privilege of age or the privilege of gender, you know, like a of a lady or a man or of a heterosexual versus, you know, like all of the all, like basically that all positions of privilege are about to be equalized, that it's like a great equalizer. I mean, I say all, but it's a slow race, let's say. You know, nobody's rushing to give up their privileges, but it's that I feel this great equalizer. And that's part of the Aquarian consciousness is everybody being more or less on the same level. But then later on in the message, uh, I really kept on feeling the language of patriarchy, like God the Father. And I was also really rubbed by the way that Helen, the mother, converted because her son wanted her to, as opposed to, or not necessarily wanted her to, but that that she followed his lead. Um, and she had been anyway, I felt and then the way that Christianity has been used to systematically oppress women and keep us out of positions of authority within the church as well as within the greater society and um et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, like a lot. That there have been so much of that that I'm looking forward to being a bit more of an even balance, you know. I'm looking forward to just a yeah, a bit more of a leveler playing field. But what Baba reminded me is that that like the how do I say it? That the positions of authority are not going to give up privilege readily. You know, that it's going to continue to be concentrated in places of wealth, that the privilege is going to be concentrated in positions of wealth. And but it will make for seeing it more clearly, that it will be revealed and exposed and sort of bald-faced, that that's really what's happening. Yeah, and I guess that was my message. I didn't have a lot more with this one today.
Yeah.
So,
Well, thank you so much.
Thank
And
you.
I wanted to tell you about some of those things. It
yeah.
was um, because God was from the Bible. It
Mhm.
was a Father God. Why I said that and put the Father with God. Um, and next week is going to be about karmas. So then I will begin to talk more about God, what love is and what energy is and so on. And then and about those, what do you call them? The billionaires. Because there's a prediction that they're pretty soon have no financial anything
Mhm.
for a for a while at least. Okay.
And
So
Jan, this is Harimandir. I was also raised in Christian Science, and in Christian Science, it was always Mother, Father, God, or Father, Mother, God. So it was never um, a gender.
no, we believe I understand that, but I just use that for Christians. Do you understand that? Or the Bible?
Yeah, but they use the Bible too. I mean, it's all in translation. It's,
That's right. Exactly.
I wanted to add that other translation that um, we don't hear.
Yes, but that was so good. Yes. Thank you. Okay. Japa Saraswati,
Yes.
did you feel about that a little better?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm not concerned about it or anything. I, yeah. I watched somebody on, I don't remember what format, a day or two ago, she was an indigenous woman of color who did a ritual for, what was it, for the fall of the illusion of male protection, something very close to that, and that there would be no more illusion of male protection, uh and I listened to her, and I really hadn't thought of myself as thinking a lot about male protection, but then when I think about the idea of God the Father, like the Quakers really balk, because I do kind of myself tend to use gendered terms for the divine sometimes because it's like a shorthand. It doesn't offend me as much as it offends some people. Like the Quakers get kind of offended when when you refer to God with male pronouns. Um, and I don't find it that offensive. I just found that after listening to this woman's words a couple days ago, they have really resonated with me. And uh she's been I've been listening to other people talking about decentering the patriarchy and decentering men. I mean, I've been listening to that for years, many, many years, but it just sounded different to me, I suppose, on the brink of where we are, that um yeah, and uh the illusion of male protection, like the illusion that men want women to be on an equal footing. Like a part of what I felt about today is that even the women who are Christians have been complicit in in the subjugation of women, in their own subjugation, but in the subjugation of other women as well, and that this is a time to not be under that. And if you want to take your faith with you, then find a way to carry your faith with you. But like, it's the people in the top of the government who are calling themselves big Christians who also don't want women to have the right to the health care for abortions or for basic health care, like these things are not it's not a luxury. But men have no problem getting a Viagra prescription,
Got it.
and just anyway, so I guess I feel like I think that's why so many people connect with the images of the Mother Mary and the Virgin of Guadalupe and Mary Magdalene and all of this, because that's the same love from Jesus, but with a woman's body. And that's part of I guess I feel a bit tinged with sorrow that, Mary Magdalene's writings have been edited and edited out and etc., that we don't have, like I wanted to know more about Helen. um, so I asked the internet, why did she convert and how did she convert and what was that process? And because she was a woman from so long ago, there weren't really a lot of records about it. So there's speculation that she may have been an early Roman Catholic, or not Roman Catholic, but an early Christian. There's speculation that she could have been Jewish, but most historians agree that she was belonging to the pagan Roman tradition.
Huh.
So she would have believed in the Roman gods, which, well, there was a more patriarchal slant to it. There were still really important women gods. Um, and then Constantine put her he gave her access to the royal to the treasury so that she could then go around spreading Christianity. So she ran around spending money
Oh,
on
wow.
charity, on good deeds, but also on spreading Christianity, and that's why we have so much of that. And I feel like yeah, women spreading something that eventually was very harmful to women.
Yes, but during the way, about Jesus,
Mm.
during the way, that actually during that time they were teachers and healing for the women as well.
Hmm.
And my feeling also that they were probably bishops, but of course Constantine would not put them into the council, obviously. So,
Hmm.
and so on. Oh, and what was the other? Oh, because I remember from my childhood, it was called Saint Helen of the Cross because she said that she had a piece, at least, piece of the cross of the crucifixion. So we don't know about that. Yes or no?
Hmm.
Okay. And then I just want to tell you also about Sikhism,
Hmm.
and then also about that, uh, you know, years ago during the time of the, oh, and I'm going to tell you about my own past life was that I was a teacher for Sikhs, and they really, um, not the not the not the gurus, but afterwards, those people would not let me as a woman not be able to teach.
Ugh.
And that was also happening around during that time, also again, well, because there were during the Guru Granth Sahib would say things like, don't you remember that there our mothers were, what do you say, like the source? Those are not quite the right words. But anyway, I had to go through a lot of healing for that.
Mm.
Okay. So I understand that. Okay. And then also, well, just so you understand. Okay. Is there anything else? Okay. So, Gian Das Prem, would you like to lead our song?
Okay. Get warmed up here. So we'll inhale together. We'll do a breath together, and then on the second breath, we'll just do one time through a long time sun with a long short nam after that. Okay, everyone. So we'll inhale together. Exhale. And inhale to begin. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you. And the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on.
Love you all.
Well, thank you, everyone. Love you
Thank
all.
you. Love y'all.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Bless you.